right, whenever you're ready.
Oh, I can keep time on my phone.
Totally.
Of
yeah,
course.
Yeah.
Alright, so what are the steps needed in order to host a 3-point basketball contest where the proceeds raised to go to a charity? By me, Timmy Ryan. So the outline of my presentation. So I'll be going over why and how I chose this project, the research I put into it, my timeline, my mentor, my actual fundraiser, and then the final result of my project. And how my project aligns with the Millis core values and beliefs. So here I have the statement, and within the statement it says, we challenge students to develop increased understandings of themselves as citizens in a global society. And I believe that this relates to my project because I connected my project to the real world with a real world problem. And it also states that we strive to empower students as they become self-directed, respectful, responsible, and civic-minded individuals. And this relates to my project because I completed this project on my own time and on my own. And why I chose this project. I wanted to do something related to basketball. I've played basketball all my life, and it's one of my loves. I just find a joy in basketball, and I just wanted to do something with it. And I also wanted to donate to a diabetic charity. I have a personal connection to it. My dad and sister actually both have type 1 diabetes. And you know, it's just something that's been in my life, all my life. And I actually donated to Joslin Diabetes Center in Boston. They've done a lot for my family, so I just wanted to give back. And I knew that this is something that people would definitely be interested in, a 3-point contest. And what I hope to accomplish, obviously I wanted to raise as much money as possible. I wanted some fundraising experience. I feel like this is a good life tool for me for my future, so it's just something I wanted. I wanted to provide a good time for everyone. I wanted to make sure that it was fun. And I just wanted to overall educate myself more. And on my timeline. So this is the original timeline that I wanted to follow, and I actually did follow it true. So in the fall, I did a lot of brainstorming, a lot of planning, a lot of researching. I had to make sure that this project was going to go perfect and to its full potential. So I had to do a lot of that. And in the winter, I did more planning and I confirmed dates. In the winter is actually when I chose when I was going to do my project, which was on Senior Project Day with DeLacy on April 28th. And in the spring, I actually ran the fundraiser, and then I donated all my proceeds to Joslin Diabetes. How to run a charity event. So first you need to choose a goal. My initial goal was to raise $100. And then you need to choose the correct event. You need to take budget, time, the audience, all into account. You need to plan and promote. How I promoted, I went over the announcements, I posted on social media, and I actually had flyers around the school for my project. Hold the event, which I did obviously, and reflect, which is what I'm doing right now. The history of basketball. So it was invented in 1891 in Springfield, Massachusetts by James Naismith. This is him right here. And he's holding a peach basket, which is what they used until 1912, where the net was finally introduced. And over here is a soccer ball with laces, and they actually used that until 1948. And after a lot of changes, a lot of evolution, the NBA now makes billions of dollars every year. The evolution of the 3-point line. So the 3-point line actually wasn't even introduced until 1961. And at first it was known as the home run of basketball. You know, they didn't really use it that much, and it was a really hard shot to make, and they really only used it when they had to. It's not like today where teams are chucking up 33s a game. And the NBA actually didn't even add the 3-point line until 1979. And here I have a graphic of all the lengths of all the 3-point lines, ranging from high school, which is 19 feet and 9 inches, all the way to the NBA, which is 23 feet and 9 inches, and it's actually 22 feet in the corners. So what is diabetes? Diabetes is a disease that occurs when your blood sugar is too high and it's too much for your body to manage pretty much. There are three main types, type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and gestational diabetes. There are many ways to treat diabetes, but unfortunately there is no cure. And about 30.3 million people in the US have diabetes, which is about 9.4% of the population. And down here I just have a graphic of all the different types. My fundraiser. So as I said before, my event day was Senior Project Day on April 28th. And it was open for all 4 grades in the high school for roughly 2 hours. And during the Senior Project Day, there was no classes in session, so anyone could come whenever they wanted. They signed up. And I actually had 41 people participate. And in these pictures, I have a list of everyone that participated along with the scores that they got. And at the end, I was able to raise a total of $240, which I am very grateful for. And here I just have some pictures of some people participating in my project, along with here. And my winners, Evan Pimentel, Kira Rice, Dave Patel, and Andy Hatch. Those are the 4 winners that I had. All 4 of them got $10 gift cards to Dunkin' Donuts. And my reflections. So I had a big crowd, which I'm very grateful for. There was a lot of people, mainly because the Senior Project Day. I'm very grateful that DeLacy had that, and I was able to use that day. I made a profit of $240, as I said, and I actually have the transaction here of where I donated. I donated a little bit more. That was out of pocket. There was just some fees and stuff, and as you can see, the gift destination was Jocelyn Annual Fund. And I was able to provide a fun time for everyone, I believe. This is one of the things that I wanted to accomplish, and I feel like I did. And I'm very glad that it wasn't too hard or too overwhelming. I wasn't stressed at all. It just worked out good, I believe. Things I could have done better. I always could have tried to make more of a profit. You can never have too much. I could have done multiple different things, and you never know, I could have made even more money. More preparation. You can never have too much preparation. There were some times where I was stressed out. And maybe some more preparation would have eliminated those. I could have had more people help me, / dealt with the big crowd better. As you can see from this picture, there was a lot of people in the court at one time. And this is just the people in the court. There was a lot of people in the stands. So, yeah, it was just a lot to manage, but I feel like I was able to do so. I could have used my mentor more. Mr. Caulfield is my mentor, and I went to him whenever I needed to, but I feel like I didn't need to too often, but you never know. If I went to him more often, maybe my project would have turned out a little bit better. What I learned. So I learned how to organize and run fundraisers / how to advertise an event. And right here I actually have one of my flyers that were hung up around the school. And those 2 things, along with time management and making adjustments, I think are all great life tools. And yeah, they're just great life tools that I'll be using in my future, I believe. Advice for rising seniors, start thinking as soon as possible. You know, it doesn't hurt to start thinking. Senior year flies by. You're gonna need that time. And I'd also pick a project that's not too hard or too easy. You don't want to pick a project that's too easy. You don't like feel as accomplished or proud. Like I felt really proud after I finished my project. And you don't want it too hard either. You know, that causes a lot of stress, and you might not even be able to finish your project. Obviously, be unique with your project and have as much fun with your project as possible. I had a lot of fun with my project, and mainly that was because I chose something that I really liked, and I believe that that's what the rising senior should do. And my thank yous. So a big thank you to Mr. Caulfield for being my mentor. He was also my speech teacher, who I believe helped me for this presentation. A big thank you to him. Mr. Bigelow, my English teacher, I also went to him sometimes, and he helped me with my papers, helped me stay on track. Thank you to my parents. They supported me throughout the way. And a huge thank you to everyone who participated and donated, because without them, I wouldn't have a project like this. And thank you to Lacey Atkinson for organizing the Senior Project Day. It was a big help for me, and it made my job a lot easier. And also a thank you to Mr. Fowler and Mr. Kendrick. They were actually there for my project, and they helped me manage the crowd, pull out bleachers. So yeah, big thank you to them. And questions?